It's a bull. Coins had a good track record this week. Good morning. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Actually, I just saw a Corvalli jack swim by, very aggressive predator. You notice these guys right here are very close to the corals. Well, this is a live Miami coral cam. You know, all my videos, I like to put up live local cams. It's not too close to us. It's probably about 30 miles south of me. Again, it's the live coral cam. I think it's in the Miami or Miami Harbor area. Well, let's take a look and see what's happening with precious metals. Man, what a beautiful day out there underwater. Good day for divers, I guess. And good day for precious metals people. It's got a couple cool topics we're going to talk about here shortly about silver in a response to a video that I seen here recently online. And our normal stuff, our normal daily stuff. I'm probably going to skip the political stuff because I'm so sick of it, you know. And it does, I do talk politics and economics here because it ties into the price of gold and silver. Some people say, well, hey, skip the politics. And for the most part, you can't. You can't when it comes to gold and silver prices and the economy and all this stuff. You have to talk about politics. It plays into this directly. No less, I got to give it a break once in a while myself because nothing changes in the news today, really. Just a SOS, same old shingle. And let's take spot prices. Oh, there's my, I know that guy right there. This is CCE, as you know. You can see the page here. I updated in front of you. It's a subscription service only. I like to use this because it's a static page. It doesn't change all the time, and it shows the high and low. But mind you, this is, I haven't refreshed this for a couple minutes, I don't think. And let me just do that real quick, unless I did it unknowingly while I was talking to you. There we go. Current markets right now. Gold sitting currently at 944. What time is it actually? What time is it? What time is it, Eddie? Anybody remember that Eddie Murphy? 10:11. So 10 o'clock, we're sitting at about 1944. 36 currently right now. Let's see the swings here. 1924 and 1947. About a $25 range there. Up 17 bucks since yesterday's close. Or reopen, I guess, in New York. Reopen. Here we go down here. There's New York right there. Silver busted above that $25 mark. And let's see the range there, $25.04 to $25.46. We were below $25 a little bit yesterday. And again, just the reason these markets just took a giant dump recently, and the reason they took a dump a couple of weeks ago, in spite of the fact that there's huge demand for metals out there, commodities are going to go crazy, absolutely nuts. But silver is one of the most highly manipulated markets out there in the COMEX markets, and also in other markets as well. Highly manipulated in the in the COMEX markets. And again, I'm not going to keep repeating this over and over. I'm going to stick to a different subject today, and we know that. So this is why we're seeing these low prices, yet despite that we're seeing bigger demand, higher premiums, lack of product in silver. Again, completely explainable when you just look and you see that the casino that runs the paper markets is crooked. And I mean, we have proof in it in the LME, so they've already proved how crooked they are. And with the nickel short that they allowed to get away with this last week. But I'm not, again, I digress. There's your first drink of the day. Let's look at silver, 50-cent swing there, 28 cents up from the close, yesterday's close, and 25.04 to 25.46. Again, almost a 40-cent swing there, 30-something cent swing. 30-cent swing. Platinum, 1,022 above that $1,000 mark. I happened to buy in and re-inventory my stuff at sub $1,000. I was happy to do that. Ultra too cheap, and I could still find the product. There's product out there when it comes to platinum, folks, and I still think platinum is super cheap. Can't say the same thing about palladium because I don't understand that market, but in my opinion, platinum is still super cheap right now. And same thing with silver, obviously, and gold. And I'm sure that's all of our opinions as well, unless you believe the nonsense you see in the COMEX markets, the spot markets, which is kind of crazy. Let's look at the 24-hour charts here and see what we're doing. And there's 24-hour gold right there. I like the Kitco charts. They have this cool little, that shows you the last 3 days, actually, the market activity, which I like to look at. I find it helpful. And there we are right there. There's your monkey hammering from yesterday in the New York Globex markets. That was after COMEX markets closed. But remember, CME Group, COMEX, they run the New York NYMEX, and they run the 24-hour or 23-hour, whatever the hell it is, New York Globex markets. All of them, what we like to call the New York CRIMEX markets, run by the CME Group. And there it was yesterday after the close, drifted slowly down through. And again, folks, this line you see right here, these blue line you see going down, when you see this line going down in gold, that is simply the shorts trying to cover. You're going to see the same thing here in silver as well. That line right there are simply the short positions trying to cover their metals, and then it's just kind of slingshots back up there. I think the lows that we're going to see are going to be temporary lows. And, you know, listen, these big commercial banks and these big short positions out there, I think a lot of you are becoming a lot more familiar how this operates. They're in big trouble right now. Their losses are huge at this point. I mean, billions and billions and billions of dollars unless they can cover these short positions in gold, silver, I guess nickel, oil, commodities, folks. We're in a major commodity boom. And the problem we got right now is the price discovery for commodities has been crooked for decades and decades. Again, run by the CME Group, COMEX. It's been crooked for decades. The other markets are starting to see it. It blew up in the LME market. The LME blew up, all right? Different, not owned by COMEX or CRIMEX, should I say, but a different market blew up. And this is the same exact shit that's happening in the COMEX, NYMEX, CME-run casino, all right? And again, these down prices you see are just the shorts desperate to cover. It's such in your face, them driving it down. They don't even care right now. They don't even care about getting caught or being seen as manipulators. And obviously the casino that runs it, the CME Group, or the people that run the casino COMEX, CME Group, could care less to make any changes there either, because they're allowing them to just blatantly drive those prices down. But folks, it ain't helping them because it immediately shoots slingshots back up. I like to call it the slingshot. That's more of a slingshot to me right there. I'm not quite sure what that says. That's the big slingshot. But that's kind of what we're looking at. I've been seeing this for the last 3 weeks, month or something like that. I'm not good with time frames. Sorry about that. Every day seems the same when you haven't had a vacation in a while. And so I've been seeing that it gets knocked down in the CRIMEX, NYMEX, New York markets, maybe the London markets as well, more than likely, and then it just slingshots back up. Those knockdowns you're seeing, again, are the desperate commercial shorts that are doing that, okay? And they're stuck. They're stuck right now. And they have no other choice than just to blatantly hammer those markets down. And they're doing it probably in oil. Look at oil, $35 drop. You think that was natural? No, folks, that's not. That's collusive manipulation by the casino and the big commercial short players out there, folks. The billionaire that they bailed out of the nickel short position. All right, let's take a look at some other markets here, what's going on. And yesterday, I guess Powell announced what everyone was kind of expecting, but not hoping for. I don't know what the hell that is. That's just jawboning, a 25 basis point raise in the interest rates, and maybe they're going to continue to do that. Folks, way too late. I'm talking like Elmer Fudd. Way too late and way too little is what the Fed's done here. They are way behind. I mean, and you know what? I used to think they were the stupidest people out there, the Fed was. But I really don't. People say, well, they're stupid. They didn't understand that inflation. They got ahead of them, blah, blah, blah. Folks, I think they're pretty damn smart, and I think that they are allowing this system to collapse somehow. It's a systematic letdown. They're letting the air out of the balloon themselves, okay? I believe they're involved in letting the air out of this balloon. They know kind of what they're doing. They don't care about the pain that Americans suffer. Of course, they know that most people are going to blame it on politicians, and they will. They probably should as well, all right? But no less, this market right here, look at that. We're just in a decline. Let's look at Look at 1 year chart. on the stock market. Look, that's where we were January 4th, and we're headed down, 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 down. I'm not quite sure where she stops, you know. But we ain't finished yet here in any way, shape, or form. Hey, and I like to point something else. I always talk about Bitcoin. I kind of throw that up there every day. And I'm going to look at the year-to-date. There it is, year-to-date chart. And let's take a look at that. Or let's look at the 1 month. I'm sorry. Look at the 1 month chart here. I want to point out a couple things. And I've been saying this about Bitcoin for a while. It has been, oddly enough, look at that right there. Boom, boom, that one right there. It has been running almost, as far as the chart goes, correct me if I'm missing something here, but look at that, all right? Look at the first, just darn it, sorry about that. Here we go, right there. See that right there? See this bump right here? Take a look at those bumps right there, and where is the 1 month? There's our 1 month. And look at that bump right there, the most recent bump. And let me go over to Bitcoin, and where we go. There you go. And there's another bump that goes upward. It kind of seems like it's following the equity markets. It's certainly not. If I laid a chart up here, and I'm sorry going back and forth between these two charts, but if you look at the month-to-month chart, and again, there's 1 month, and I thought I had the 1 month chart here. I do have the 1 month chart here. So, I mean, look at that. Look at those ups and downs. Like I said, Bitcoin was supposed to be like the alternate gold, you know what I mean? The safe haven when everything around you was exploding. But it is really, really, as far as the charts go, almost following equities exactly. It doesn't make much sense. A little diversion here and there. But any of you Bitcoin folks got any explanation why we're kind of just following the equities markets here with this particular product? My suspicion is that it's been, again, I've always said banks and governments hate competition, and my suspicion is that it's kind of been regulated, and that the whales are in there and the big institutions are in there, and they've turned it into a glorified money market account. But if you disagree with that, and again, that's not a very extremely educated assessment on my part. It's just my limited knowledge on these particular markets. But I am curious, why is it kind of looking like it's following equity markets? Any of you Bitcoin folks out there can tell me that. I'd appreciate it. Hey, let's get into what we were going to talk about here. And first off, 1 second. Sip of coffee there. Sorry about that. Silver is silver is silver. I recently saw a video here by Yankee Stacker, I think. Yankee Stacking or Yankee Stacking. Excuse me, but I don't watch many YouTube videos at all. Some of you know this, that if you're if you're a plumber or you're a mechanic or you're a banker, I don't think you go home and usually sit and watch banking, plumbing, and electrical videos all night. Typically, if you've been doing it a long time. So I have to be the first one to admit here, I watch very, very few videos on precious metals, precious metal dealers, other opinion talking heads like myself. I don't watch much, folks. People forward me stuff, and occasionally I see it. And I just recently saw a video. I kind of happened across it, and I liked the topic. And it's, again, done by Yankee Stacker. I've seen a few, I got to admit, even though I don't watch any videos, I've seen a few of Yankee Stacker's videos. And I think that out of all the ones I watch, including, again, a lot of talking heads, and I'm here to do business as well. I promote my business, local business here in South Florida through this YouTube channel, okay? So I understand the, I understand why people go out and they, again, good way to promote yourself. It's all on how you promote yourself. If you're trying to, I find the best way to promote yourself is to educate people and give, let people know your knowledge, share your knowledge with people. I have found that is the most powerful marketing tool any business person can have, is sharing your knowledge, not pulling any punches, being straight up with people and giving you your opinion, because if you've been doing it for a long time, your opinion must be worth something. And that's how I operate my channel here. But I digress. There's your second drink of the day, third. And by the way, if you're listening new to this, there's a drinking game out there every time I say digress. It used to be Monkey Hammer, but people got too drunk off Monkey Hammer. So digress is the new word. And by the way, that didn't mean you get to have 2 extra drinks there, folks. I was just explaining that. And but I got off track though. Yankee Stacker. I like the videos that I've seen. It's one of the most. I've watched a few Yankee Stacking videos, and I admit haven't watched a lot. And the few I have seen, it's probably one of the most sincere, well-intentioned talking head YouTube videos out there when it comes to silver, and I really mean that. I've watched a few of them, and the love of the hobby, the love of the stacking, and the old school coin dealer that he talks to. I mean, it's pretty cool stuff. But again, I don't watch a lot of videos, and I hope you understand that. But I did kind of get into this video a little bit because he made a few comments on there. And again, this is not derogatory. I think he's one of the positive people out there when it comes to silver, and again, sincere, not trying to rip anybody off. So I got a lot of props and respect for his videos. But there was a couple things I kind of wanted to disagree with here. Maybe disagree with it. Hard to say that, and there's a few caveats here as well. So let me get into that right now. Yankee Stacking basically did this video. Silver is silver, really? And question mark, and that's kind of why I'm responding, because he did put the question mark there. He's not saying definitively. And then there's a caveat that he makes down below that I'd like to bring up as well. So he kind of put his silver into 3 different tiers, the stuff that he likes. And I guess the gist of it here, let me read this real quick. It kind of explains it in a nutshell. And boy, great write-up they do with their videos too, that explain what their videos are about, something that I would like to do someday if I actually became a professional video guy. Silver is silver, or as one of my faithful YouTube video viewers said recently, silver is silver is silver. All right. I think I know that guy. Why the important thing is that all silver stacking is good. I mean, is that all still stacking silver and gold? They all are. I'm sorry, I kind of goofed that one. My apology. Is that everyone's stacking gold and silver? In this video, I want to help advance your gold and silver stacking strategies that I've learned over the years stacking gold and silver. And there are 2 points that I challenge in detail while opening up a new package of silver rounds. First, that all silver is equal value. And okay, this is where I want to follow. And again, this gentleman right here, he's not selling anything. He's not out there trying to push you to any particular product or person. One of the big reasons I really respect videos like that, a sincere love and good intentions for the business and the industry in general, and silver. But again, I digress. There's your 6th drink of the day. First of all, that all silver is equal value. Is all silver equal value? Well, that's kind of a tough statement to answer, but I want to go into a few things as well, in my opinion, on this. And second, that there is no issue selling larger size silver. All right? I'm going to go into that as well. We usually value things based on 2 primary characteristics, quality and price. In fact, value equals quality / price. I discuss the concept of value with gold and silver, and the qualities like recognizability, barterability, trust, liquidity, history, easy storage that are important make me willing to pay a slightly higher price for my silver and gold. And out of all the things that Yankee Stacking said here, makes me willing to pay, this is the key word, a slightly higher price for my gold and silver. Now, here has been my mantra for decades. I love all the different types of silver. I have sold silver eagles at spot plus $1.50 retail, okay? Maybe even less, I don't remember. I remember selling not too far in the distant decades here, maybe a decade or so ago. But silver eagles, I think after 2012, 2014, 15, retail, they were spot plus $1.50 or so, all right? And then generics were maybe spot plus 95 cents or $1 on the wholesale selling level, because there wasn't many buyers out there. You know, supply and demand, which is something that happens with physical markets, is why paper markets are bullshit. But I remember selling product that cheap. Now, when it came down to retailing a silver eagle, and you could buy a generic bar for like $1 over, and a silver eagle for $1.50 over, and silver was like $10 an ounce, $12 an ounce, $13 an ounce, $14 in that range. 50 cents an ounce wasn't much more, but even then, at 50 cents an ounce more for silver eagles, I was suggesting that my customers buy generics, because again, 50 cents is 50 cents. What is my price point cut off? I don't know. How much do you value $25? How much do you value $50? A 25 cent or 50 cent difference between 2 different products on 100 ounces, obviously 100 times 25 cents is what? $25. And most people, a lot of people buy 100 ounce increments or more. I'm just using a smaller increment of 100 ounces, okay? So a smaller increment of, and again, even if you're buying ones and tens, those 25 cents add up, folks. There's an old saying that says if you watch the pennies, the dollars will take care of themselves. So I'm really very orientated into buying lesser expensive products. But what is my cutoff? He does mention slightly higher price. I think overall, at the price of silver, where it is today, you know, in the 20 plus range here, mid 20s right now, and probably going higher sometime here in the near future, that my price difference cutoff is still going to be 25 cents per ounce. If I can find a product 25 cents an ounce cheaper, then I'm probably going to go with that product. And let me tell you my mantra real quick. And this is probably the best education I can give any silver stacker out there, gold stackers anywhere. It's almost in a single sentence, and here it is. What I advise my customers to do, what I advise family, friends, customers, people that listen to me, and again, super simple: buy the least expensive premium product for an industry recognized product. All right? So what am I saying there? Buy the least expensive premium. Don't care what it looks like, don't care what shape it's in, don't care what, okay? Not at all. This is your general goal, is just to buy the least expensive premium and that you can out there. Now, the second part of that is for an industry recognized product. Industry recognized products include many products that retail people don't look at, don't see, aren't familiar with, and probably don't like the looks of, okay? But that doesn't make it a bad deal. You want to buy industry recognized products, not products recognized by your friend. Hey, I don't know what that is. Here's what you should buy. This is what I got. Or people out there that aren't familiar, aren't in the industry, that have opinions on what the best products are. You know, truthfully, you're not going to be selling to those folks. More than likely, you're going to be selling back to that's not a right thing to say, but you're going to be back selling to a real dealer in precious metals that buys and sells precious metals. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you've ever seen it before. Again, if you're not in the industry, if you've not seen that product before, you've not heard of that product before, it doesn't mean you shouldn't buy it. What you should do is talk to someone that knows the industry and is in the industry, people like myself, and ask them. And people like Yankee Stacker's old school coin dealer he has. His old school coin dealer, Yankee Stacker, the guy that I've seen in one or two of his videos there, would be a great guy to ask as well, because he'll tell you what are industry recognized products. He seems like he knows that business. And again, buying the least expensive premium is the key here. So let's go into a couple little other details that he brings up here that I'd like to kind of throw my 2 cents in, my opinion in. And let's see here. We usually value things on primary. He talks about quality and price, and price is the most important thing. And quality, what does quality really mean when it comes to silver bars? I have bought as many ugly, poured, loafy, poorly stamped silver bars from the 1970s and 80s and 90s that I can buy and sell just as easy as the prettiest, most attractive looking struck bars out there, okay? There's no difference. To people in the industry like myself, again, dealing with industry people. And by the way, when I say you want a recognized product in the industry, I want to say industry-wide, not just your local area where we know those products locally, but industry-wide stuff that you can walk into any precious metal dealer anywhere in the world just about, but let's just say in the U.S., and they recognize the product, okay? That's what you want to buy at the least expensive premium possible. The next thing I'm going to go into is the concept of value. He's absolutely correct, concept, and there's the key word in this, concept. Everyone has a different concept, a different idea, a different opinion of what value is and what they do value. However, the key thing here to me is that I want to focus on, why are we stacking silver, all right? Why are we stacking gold and silver? As a hedge against a falling dollar, as a potential investment. I don't like to call it an investment because it's a different kind of thing. Here's what I like to call it: wealth preservation in the long term. That's my opinion, all right? This is why we buy metals. You don't really buy them because of the shape. You don't buy them because you like the name. You don't buy them because you think they're pretty. You don't buy them because your friend likes them. You're buying a hedge. You're buying wealth preservation. And what does wealth preservation mean? It means saving every penny that you can. So spending big premiums, and again, my idea on the silver premium, 25 cents or more is too much in my opinion, all right, over the course of the time. I will be cheap when it comes to a quarter, trust me on that. And again, industry-wide recognized products, okay? So concept's a good thing, he says, but my concept of value is those two things: least expensive premium for a industry-wide recognized product. That is my concept of value, okay? And here's a couple things I want to talk about as far as gold and silver. Well, let's get into the first one, all right? Give me 1 second, sip of coffee here. Bartability. By the way, I had a pretty picture of silver up here. Look at all the different forms silver comes in as well. I would buy it in this form. I would buy it in that form. Recognizable. All recognizable, okay? And recognizable even to me. How do I get out of that damn chart now? Okay, never mind. There we go, full screen. Oh gosh, it tells you how much I know how to operate this thing. Ready? And all right, I'm done looking at the picture. Let's go over here. These are recognizable products, all recognizable products here, all right? And that bartability, okay? So recognizability, I've gone over that, recognizability. Recognizable by who? Not by your friends, not by a YouTube talking head, even myself, but by industry-wide recognizable. That's what you got to look for. Bartability, I have a lot of question marks on bartability. For years and years, and I remember seeing it first happen in 2000 when they were worried that the whole world was going to implode, because when the clocks hit 2000, everything was going to turn off. So, and some big marketing companies out that came out with their spiel. You know how people try to talk you into buying graded numismatic coins, like $20 gold pieces, numismatic graded coins because of confiscation, and you want to buy those because the government can't confiscate those. That bullshit line? Well, the same thing they did with silver back in 2000. They were telling people, well, you know what, you need to buy silver. Everyone was selling silver. We were too. People were clamoring to buy silver at the time. They thought the world was going to end when the clocks went down. So, but one company went out there and said, like the $20 deal, you need to buy only 90% silver. You need to buy only 90 because you're going to have to barter this. And all of a sudden, all the 90 disappeared. 90 prices and premiums were higher than generic prices, and people were still buying it under the false guise that the government couldn't take it away. Remember, they're not going to take silver away. And here's the key one, is that these telemarketers told people that when the clock shut down, it's going to turn into a dystopian future with no power, no food, and you're going to need to trade your silver, and you can't trade 1 ounce bars, you can't trade 100 ounce bars, that you're going to have to use 90% to do that. So that's where this bullshit theme that bartability is going to come into, folks, that you're going to have to barter your 90% for food or something like. Believe me, that ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. Didn't happen in hyperinflationary times in Germany when they had billions of marks in a wheelbarrow. You know why? You know what people did gold with when they wanted? The reason that people own gold in hyperinflationary environments, like when Germany really went crazy, even I guess you could say Nigeria as well, when they're in their hyperinflationary, nobody was walking around with chips of, I know there's some tribes down in Colombia that do it, but nobody was walking around with chips of gold and trading food or bread. No German was walking into the local butcher or the bread market and snipping off a piece of gold or taking a piece of silver. Now remember, we were on a silver standard back then, but barter wasn't taking a piece of gold and or a diamond and handing it to the butcher. No, he would go down to the person that bought gold and silver and diamonds. They would trade that gold and silver and diamonds for a super inflated amount of German marks, which the person would immediately go and cash in. And this is what you have to realize. People that are trying to get you to say that you're going to need your silver and gold to barter with your neighbors and strangers, they're out of their frickin' minds, folks. That's just a bullshit sales narrative from way back when. And I'd be happy to debate anybody on that as well. Barterability could also mean, for Yankee Stacker, which I think he's talking about, is to be able to, with other people that aren't industry, to be able to go and trade with your friends and trade with people online. So, there's truth to barterability on that level, is that if you're trading with people that don't understand the industry and you're trading with stackers that aren't in the industry, then trading back and forth known type items like Silver Eagles and 90%, yeah, that becomes more convenient, barterability on that. But if you're thinking that you're going to barter it for food and stuff one day, nope. As far as trust, here's one thing that people talk about is, everybody knows Silver Eagle. I get this all the time. I want to buy Silver Eagles. I know they're $10, $12, $13 over spot right now, but people trust them. And I have to look at people with a blank stare at that point. And I don't mean to, but I'm thinking to myself, well, listen, if someone doesn't know what a fake generic silver round looks like, if someone doesn't know what a fake silver half dollar or a fake silver Morgan dollar looks like, do you really think they're going to know what a fake Silver Eagle looks like? No frickin' way. All right. And again, this comes back to who you will be trading with. You're not going to barter this stuff with people that don't know gold and silver. It's not going to happen, folks. They're going to want dollars, even if they're hyperinflated. So you're going to be dealing with other industry people or other dealers to turn that into cash. And the dealers you're dealing with, as far as trust goes, if they don't know the difference between a Silver Eagle and a generic bar, then they ain't worth their salt. All right, they don't know what they're doing. And I can tell you for a fact that most of the general public has no clue between the two either. I could hand the general public and some stackers out there a fake Silver Eagle and a fake and a real and a fake 1 ounce round and a real one, and most of them wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the three. Most, not all. But if you're dealing with industry people that know their products, you won't have that issue. Same thing with liquidity. There's no issue with liquidity. You bring me in whatever you want as far as silver. You bring me in ugly silver bars. You bring me in 1 ounce bars. You bring me in Eagles. You bring me in whatever. All right? There's no issue with liquidity whatsoever with industry people. Now, liquidity amongst your buddies and selling online to this guy or that guy, maybe. But liquidity is never, ever, no matter what form gold and silver is, liquidity is seldom ever an issue. Unless it's in that form of like rocks or powder and stuff that's got to be actually assayed for the most part, or has a lot of other contaminants in it. There's no liquidity to that. But there's no issue with liquidity on any silver products out there. None. 100 ounce bars to 90 to Silver Eagles to Britannias. There's no issue with those. History kind of lost me on that little one, but he's a very bright gentleman, this Yankee Stacking guy, so I'm sure he makes a good case on history, and I kind of missed that in the video. I guess I'll watch it again. Easy storage. There is something to be said about easy storage, but shit, it's all easy to store, folks. There's never a problem unless I can't see any problem unless you live in a prison cell of hiding your silver and gold. If you live in any kind of normal apartment, any kind of normal place, whatever, storage is not an issue whatsoever. Unless you're very limited in your storage, or again, you live in a prison cell, a one-room place with a toilet and a sink. Then you might have some issues. Then again, even prisoners can hide a lot of shit. So I bet you prisoners could hide silver. Okay, let's go on here. That are important and makes me willing to pay a slightly higher price. Well, I kind of got through it all. And again, I want to reiterate that out of all the YouTube videos out there, this gentleman really has good intentions and he's very sincere. I just really needed to answer a couple of statements that were made there and kind of throw my opinion in there as well. So let's move along from there, and I will make sure. I want to see what he was talking about history. Again, I'll check out the video one more time and re-watch it. But again, I think I made a lot of points here that I don't believe he would disagree with as well. So let's move along from there. And again, this is something I've been wanting. I didn't just discuss it because Yankee Stacking brought it up in his video. I discussed it because this is a question I get almost daily. Especially when people come in and insist in buying overpriced high premium products like Silver Eagles, 90% coin right now, which used to be a great deal. And I'm going to get into it. There's one thing I can do better than any YouTube talking heads out there is I know prices. I know wholesale prices, retail prices, and I can always tell you what the best deal is for silver or what to look for. And again, that's my specialty out of everything else, and I'm going to stick with that. Well, what am I going to say here? Well, what are the best products out there right now? As you know, I advertise, and again, remember, unlike Yankee Stacking, who does this for, gosh, the guy really does it for the sincere enjoyment and helping people in YouTube with stacking silver. And I do the same thing, but I am here to get your business if you live in South Florida. Remember, I am not a mail order business, so I can't ship you anything. You have to live in South Florida and come to my store between 10 and 4 Mondays through Fridays to do business with me. And I'm going to tell you, as I always do, that I can beat APMEX, SD, bullion, and JM bullion on the cheap, listen, ready? On the least expensive premium products, recognizable, industry-wide known. And every one of these products that you see right here is, I would call, industry-wide known products, okay? And silver is silver is silver, exactly until you get into price. The premiums on some of this stuff is just ridiculous. Look at this, folks. 1 ounce Sunshine silver mints at $29.80. And what's the difference between that and a 2022 Silver Eagle made by the U.S. Mint? $10 or so, folks. Almost $10. Look at that. Almost 30 bucks. All right, not quite, but almost $9 or so. And that's low as. In smaller quantities, you're going to pay more, but a $9 plus premium. Think about that percentage-wise. On 100 coins, if you bought 100 of these 1 ounce rounds right here versus 100 Silver Eagles, you would pay almost $900 more for the same amount of silver. And folks, as much as I think these are beautiful, and I say buy American, I love, American Eagles, they are overpriced. Simply overpriced. They're a bad deal, period. There's no good reason to buy them, all right? And this is where I say silver is silver. This contains 1 ounce of silver. This contains 1 ounce of silver, which is a far better deal and a far better thing for you to buy. These, all right? And again, with 1 ounce, if 1 ounce Sunshine Morgan silvers were $30, I'm going to use an even number, 30, and Silver Eagles were $30.50. Then you might get my nod to go ahead and buy them. But even $1 more, no way. I'm not gonna advise them. And one thing that I wanted to bring up is resale. People talk about resale. Well, you get more for Silver Eagles than you would for generics, and this is true. But you only get more when it's a buyer's market and there's big demand. As soon as it becomes a seller's market and the market's super high and you get a lot of sellers, more sellers than buyers, then the premiums disappear across everything. So if silver's $100 an ounce, $150 an ounce, and you're going down to cash in some silver because you want to take some profit off the table, and there's a ton of people standing there in line, lots of people selling, which is obviously going to drive the price down in the real market somewhat, but you're going to be standing next to the guy that has the 100-ounce bars, the 1 ounce generics, and you're going to have your Silver Eagles in your hand. You're going to be listening to the guy that has a 100-ounce bar. He's going to get the same price, maybe a tiny bit less than you for your Silver Eagles, and you're going to say, hey, what happened? You paid more for these. Well, folks, you just got caught in the trap that the only reason you paid more is because of supply and demand, and you should have bought a cheaper product. Oh, what are the best deals out there? Well, right now, folks, there doesn't seem to be much in silver. My cost on silver just went up dramatically. As you know, I advertise I can beat this price right here. I can beat their prices on their 1 ounce rounds for sure. I can also beat JM, SD, and APMEX prices on gold bars and other things. So if you live in South Florida and you live in my area, again, come by. We'll take care of you. I do have 1 ounce rounds. A lot of people are running out of them. A lot of the smaller shops are running it out. And the only reason JM Bullion has them is because they own, I think they own Sunshine, and I think they own Silvertown Mint. That is why you still see them available, because they're sucking up their own silver. They're not letting it out in the market. But I got them too, and I can beat their price. And so should your local dealer. So my recommendation is don't buy online, folks. There's nothing wrong with JM, SD, or APMEX. And I can beat their prices, and so should your local dealer be able to beat their prices on the least expensive premium industry-wide recognized products. Had to throw that in there. Same thing with gold. Silver right now, don't be paying more than spot plus 4 1/4 an ounce, 4.50 an ounce, unless you have to, folks. Maximum spot plus 4.50 an ounce. Try to stick into those products. I wouldn't pay anything more than that, and even me. I think 450 is way freaking too much. So I agree with all of you folks out there. The premiums are ridiculous, but it seems now the silver premiums are absolutely ludicrous. There is no good reason to buy Silver Eagles. There's no good reason to buy Maple Leafs. There's no good reason to buy even South African Krugerrands, which I like and seem competitive. No reason to buy Britannias. No reason to buy any of those right now, while you can still get bars and generics at spot plus 4 1/4 or less. No reason. And happy to debate anyone that thinks there's otherwise. Now, the one thing I did disregard on this whole thing is collectibility. Stackers. There's stackers out there that just eye appeal, man. They like pretty, sexy stuff, and who doesn't like pretty, sexy stuff? And if you're one of those people out there that like pretty, sexy stuff, don't do it in your silver stacking. Do it as a side thing. Instead of buying overpriced premium silver stuff that you're never going to get your money back down the road, go out and buy a real collectible. And it's obviously you like coins, so get involved in rare coins. And when I say rare coins, I don't mean modern commemoratives, which are a bunch of shit, a bunch of crap, overpriced crap as well. Go buy old classic coins. There's some beautiful stuff out there. Ask your local coin dealer, and you'll find some beautiful stuff out there that will satisfy your thirst for beauty, history, and looks, you know, aesthetically pleasing stuff. But don't do it with your silver stack, folks. Trust me. You know, for all the premium that people have put into some of this overpriced stuff, they could have bought themselves a super rare coin that might have real value one day, instead of a premium that'll have no value when the silver prices go higher. Wow, I guess I got through this video, and again, nothing but props to Yankee Stacking and all the videos they've done all these years. Look at that too, man. They got a hell of subscribers. Holy crap. But no less, oh God, and look at this. He's a professional for sure. But no, I'm not dissing anything here. I'm just trying to elaborate and educate and give my experience of, gosh, I've been doing this since 1977. I started working for my dad's shop in Boca, pretty much full time since then. So I know this business. I know the wholesale retail, and I am a frontline soldier in that business. Physical, not paper. Well, let's take a look at yesterday's video. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Huge demand, limited supplies. Why are prices down? That was my video yesterday. And Marcelo, my editor, actually added a WTF in there for me. I guess he wanted to throw that in there. And I'm going to go, folks, the one thing I'd love to do is talk about more comments, but you know what? Let me go through and recognize everybody here and say thank you. If you see your name here, trust me, I read every comment. I don't miss them. Can't always respond to them all, but I don't miss a single question in here. I am reading your stuff. Give me 1 second, sip of coffee here. I'd like to thank you, Guacamango. Ooh, sounds an interesting combination. You know, gosh, it's easy to get disappointed in earnest, but you know what? We'll take back this country one day. Constitutional people will take back this country one day, and it shouldn't be too far from now. Andy Scheckman. Oh, there's another guy. I've listened to him, I think, a couple times. I think he's a dealer, actually, like myself. I don't know what he does exactly, but I think he's a dealer, and he kind of talks about kind of similar stuff that I do, I think. And the banks have no intention to cover their massive short positions. I'm not sure about that. I think they want to, but I think determine the local dollar banking system. It sure seems that way. I don't think they're doing that. I think the regulators and the government's allowing them to blow up the system. And thanks for the comment, John. I appreciate that. And yeah, I actually had someone told me that there's no silver shortage last week. I think I was one of the first YouTube videos to go out and say, hey, listen, the shit's gone. Gone. It's not going to be here next week. And lo and behold, it wasn't. And I think there were commenters out there, plenty of silver. A lot of people don't recognize plenty of silver between available silver. There may be plenty of silver above ground if you look at it from that standpoint, but how much of it is available for sale? That's the real question. Donald says, if you had Morgans bought at 4.5, would you sell some now? Yeah, I'd sell Morgans right now if they're in AU condition, and then I'd buy back generic 1 ounce silvers with it. You'll get more silver per pound that way. So definitely trade in your Morgans. You find yourself a good deal that'll pay you real AU money for them, and then trade them for silver, and you'll come out much better. You'll get more silver per dollar that way. Absolutely, I'd do that trade. I wouldn't just sell them, but I'd trade them for cheap premium silver. I think that buying up is going to shrink. Yep, I believe you 100%. Thanks for watching, Akeisha. Moody James, great report. Thank you. And I love the fish too. That's about right, almost for generic rounds. I got them cheaper than that. Again, I got them cheaper than that, Mex and SD, but, I can't tell you about your local dealers, but, it doesn't hurt. I've had a couple times, I don't always get to watch and see what JM or SD is selling at, and I think of the price I did before, and customer will come in and look on their phone, which I don't mind. They'll say, hey, listen, they're on here for that, and I'll say, I'll adjust my price. Sure, I will. And your local dealer should as well. Big thanks to Crooks keeping the price low, 100% to you, Paul. I agree with that. And this, gosh, that could be true. You never know. Here, let me do a read more. And by the way, folks, all my commenters out here and the people that comment with each other and talk with each other, I got a great group of people out here, and you all are very civil, and I like it how you all kind of share information and knowledge with each other. That's even more important. I learned things from reading comments. I think silver's, yep, Mike, semi-numismatic hedge spot. I like them. I think it's dealers that are risen prices for we won't take their stuff. No, it's not Beto, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's not. Bullion Brothers says Fox Garden Hen House. Yep, that's true. They own LBMA and Crimex. Oh boy, this is not a free capitalist system, 100%. Young people today, socialists, confuse this with capitalism we have in our government. It is not. It is crony capitalism and fascism. Crony capitalism turning into fascism is what we got going on with our government and governments worldwide. About time we take this back, folks. According to Crimex, supply me reads as such. Yeah. What the dealers pay you for your gold and silver tells you all you need to know. This is true. But not always. You can't. One dealer may pay a lot less or have a different margin than others. But I think our buy price would be a good indication of a realistic silver price for local people. We're paying well over a spot to get silver. So if you got silver out there and you live in my area, come on in. We're paying well over a spot to get it. Bring it in. We need it. Brexit, will it ever end? Yeah. Don't worry about it. Brexit's cool. Just keep stacking. You're okay. And Silver Loving Lou, yep, absolutely. It doesn't make sense. Linda Compton, Gary Moore, Michael Matthews, yep. And I'm kind of just scanning here, see if there's anything I can answer, but again, Tree Climber, Joey, Anonymous, Scott, Dog Will Hunt, all you folks, thank you for watching. I'm going to close this one out right now. And how am I going to close it out? Well, my theme for the year, which is think for yourself and always question authority. It's Timothy O'Leary. Something I learned when I was a young man that opened my eyes. I never questioned authority. Who would think? And thinking for yourself, I thought that's what your parents, your news station, corporate news, and your government is supposed to do for you. But I learned otherwise, and I hope you do as well. Meanwhile, even question your own narrative. Is it yours? Did you get it from yourself or someone else? Question yourself even. Hey, listen, thanks for watching. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Call me anytime between 10 and 4 at 954-493-8811. And again, if you don't live in my area, please find a good local dealer. I can't tell you how important it is not to ship out your money out of the state, out of your neighborhood. Keep your money local. Keep it where it gets spent, where it gets reinvested in your community. Stop buying online. Hey, that's it. Thanks for watching. This is Brian Kuzmar, and I'm actually listening to one of the Ray Charles song, Beautiful America, here shortly. Hey, enjoy your day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.